You know, today we're not even going to play you intro music podcast, folks, because we've been having technical difficulties, so we're just going to get right into it. So welcome back to the 42 podcast, where as always, to my left, your good friend and mine, Mr. Ryan. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, Jacob. How are you, man?
Oh, doing all right. It's a Tuesday. I had a long Monday, and so it's taking its toll, but I'm here. Gonna drop some knowledge, talk some shit, and probably talk about really pointless crap. But hey, what else you gonna do?
I don't know about me, but you are a robot.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll probably help.
maybe.
Maybe.
How
Uh,
about that? Is that better?
there we go. We'll just run without video today.
Hey, no video. Get over it. That's way better. All right. So anyway, how are you, Jake?
Oh, I'm all right. Like I said,
Awesome.
long day yesterday. It's one of those days where like I couldn't sleep, and I thought I had a project due today. So at like 5:30 in the morning, I just got up and went to work. So I was at work for like 11 hours straight. So
Today?
yeah, yesterday.
Oh, so Sunday night you thought you had a...
Right, a project. So
I see. But you didn't?
I thought I was supposed to, but my boss is like, "Yeah, I'm going out of town." Like at 11 o'clock, I'm like, "We were supposed to have that presentation." He's like, "Oh, I pushed that." I'm like, "Son of a bitch! I worked over the
Oh, she didn't
weekend
let
on
you
that
know?
presentation."
Damn.
He's like, "I'm
Own
sorry I
it.
didn't let you know." I'm like, "Oh, you bastard!"
Yeah, you are sorry. You
Oh
just don't
well,
say that out loud, right?
that's right. At least it's done, you know. So when he's ready to actually have it, it'll be ready for him. So. And now, like, since I did work like 11 hours, I feel like I've gained a little bit of extra time for the week. So,
Oh, that's
I'm
true.
maybe taking off early, one of these days.
Friday, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost always get out a little bit early on Friday. Even if it's just like 4:15, it's still something.
Hell yeah, that's a big deal. If you can get out just early enough to kind of beat the traffic, it helps.
Yeah, yeah. This is Pittsburgh, man. You never beat the traffic.
There's just always traffic.
There is. It's like times you wouldn't even think there would be traffic. Like I was going to go meet my wife when she worked downtown. I left work at 2:30. Took me an hour to go like 12 miles. Like
God
just bumper to
damn.
bumper. Like it's so bizarre. Well, the problem is that it's the tunnels, but we've already talked about all that mess.
Yep,
Uh,
that's true.
Big news.
Which
Ryan's
is
gonna be here in like 3 weeks.
that's big
It's
news.
super exciting.
That is super exciting. We're gonna do a live podcast, not live, but we're gonna be in the same room.
We'll be in the
Whatever.
same room together talking
Yeah,
mess.
one mic podcast.
That'll be interesting.
We'll see how good that Yeti is.
I'll have to use like the surround sound setting.
Yeah, the dual cardial. It'll be cool. Look forward to that. That's when do you think we'll upload that? The 19th?
uh,
20th?
depends on when we do it.
Right.
Probably it'd probably be best to do it like Friday or well, you get like maybe like Saturday afternoon, maybe. Like
Maybe.
in between stuffs.
So the 17th.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Look forward to that.
Uh, our
Hey, don't
book.
ruin it.
What?
The thing. I want that to be my recommends. So you just want to get it out of the
Oh,
way?
okay. No. That's cool. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it later.
All right. So, I, like you, couldn't sleep last night. Well, I don't know about you last night, but the night before. Me for last night, dude. I woke up at like 1 o'clock and then just laid there till 4. But it was the weirdest, like, kind of trance thing. Because I wasn't really thinking about much. I was just kind of like, half daydreaming, half dreaming, I guess. I don't know. Really strange, dude. Oh my god, it made me so tired today.
It's the worst. And
Oh,
it's
it makes
bad
life
as like
so hard.
you get in these really weird like downward spirals with it where you can't sleep and you're dead tired all day, but then like you get home and you kind of get a little active and you perk up and you can't sleep again.
Yeah, or you're that pressure of like you've got if you go to sleep right now, you've got 6 hours,
Right. Hmm.
and then like an hour goes by. So it's, well, if you could just fall asleep now, you've got 5, and then it's like you've only got 4 hours, you've only got 3 hours, and then you fall asleep, and then the alarm goes off, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna die, and then you take a nap at lunch. You just skip lunch and take a nap instead,
Yeah.
and then you're good to go till like apparently 1 o'clock the next morning.
If you want a really easy way to sort of break that cycle, go to Walmart, pick up some melatonin. It's a really great way to get a nice night's sleep. It's not like a sleeping pill. It's just sort of a
Yeah, I've heard the
natural
effects.
natural thing to like tell your body it's time to sleep. So if you pop it like 2 hours before you want to go to sleep, by the time you get there, you're gonna be a little drowsy and you'll just kind of fade off in the sunset.
Yeah. I don't know. Just been stressing, I guess. But I don't know what about. It's not like I spent all
Uh,
night last night thinking about something. That's the part that's frustrating. It's like I didn't design a lightsaber or save some distant galaxy or, I didn't do any of that. I just kind of laid there. It was the strangest
I hate
experience.
that. I go through that.
Just like, oh, it felt like that Fight Club scene, where he's just like laying, staring at the camera.
Right.
Just like, what am I doing? Nothing. You're doing nothing.
You're doing, and that's the worst part is you're doing fucking nothing.
Like, I don't want to get up and go do anything either. There's no desire to like get on my phone or get on the computer.
Right, because all you really want to do is sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Horrible.
Oh well.
Yeah, and I've been so tired and just I don't know why my sleep schedule's so screwed up, but it is. It's terrible, and I'm tired of it. But enough about us, I guess.
One of the
You want to
ways
get
I
into
fix for one
what?
of the ways I fix that
Yeah.
is like on a weekend where I know I can kind of get by with it. I'll just stay up till like 5 a.m. and then wake up at like 9. It
Ooh,
just
that's an
it
interesting.
completely resets the schedule. So by like Sunday night, so if you do like Saturday into Sunday, by Sunday night you're dead tired. You just crash.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Just stay up as late as you can. Just push it, push it, push it. Fall asleep,
And wake
and
up
then
kind
wake
of
up.
early.
Try to put a normal day in,
Hmm.
and just be fucking zonked, right?
Well, I mean, you know how it is. After a
Yeah.
couple hours, you kind of perk up and you get normal. But by the time you get to the end of the day,
You're
you're
gonna
ready.
be out.
You're ready to die. Yeah. So, you ready to get into some news and some current topics,
Current events.
current events.
Current.
Do you want to start? Want me to start?
Uh, I thought we could talk. Just let me go with the first one, I guess.
All right.
I thought we could talk about Volkswagen.
That is interesting.
Is that not a big deal? I thought that was a bigger deal.
It's a big deal.
It seems like Volkswagen's. Isn't that one of the largest car companies?
It's very large. Their
And it's
stock,
sinking like the goddamn Titanic, isn't it?
all in all, it lost about 40%, which is huge. Anytime, but it'll bounce back.
You don't. You think it's over? You think this is all they got to deal with?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they've
Man,
they've already been fined. Well, the estimates are in for what all the fines will be. It's gonna be like $8 billion worth of fines from different places.
Billion.
Billion. The CEO is out. They put the Porsche CEO in charge. So that's
Interesting.
um. So, I mean, they were. What are they doing? Like they were running a program that changed the emissions level during testing, but
So
then turned it off when they
Yes.
were okay.
right, you plugged it in. You know how you plug computers in, or they would like plug it up to the machine, and then they put that little thing up the tailpipe.
Right.
Well, as soon as you plugged it in, it ran a different fuel map.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty smart. My problem, like my confusion is I couldn't find a clear answer on why that fuel map wouldn't just work. Why couldn't you run it that fuel map? The only thing I think is that they were changing it to create more power. Like under that fuel map, the car just was weak.
Yeah, and so they would change it.
So you pass emissions, and then when you get on the freeway, it gives you another 40 horses and 100 foot-pounds of torque. Because it's just rolling coal like a redneck or something.
Right, and it was mainly on their diesels, right? Is that correct?
Yes, actually, I think it was exclusively to the diesels.
See, now I want to hack diesel. I want to go find one of those TDIs or like Passat TDIs or something and get one of those. That sounds awesome.
They're fast.
They are, yeah,
They're quick.
they're faster than especially than they used to be.
Yeah, and I've seen videos of people, how they make fast diesel trucks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, they make fast diesel Passats too, and Jettas. It's funny.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, I thought it might be a bigger deal. I thought the whole like auto industry was starting to unravel because I heard that Volkswagen or BMW and somebody else admitted that they were running God damn it, it was they were also running some type of cheat program. And that didn't seem to get any traction in the news. Maybe I misread it or something, but it just seemed like the whole auto industry was kind of starting to fall apart.
Yeah. It kind of feels like with Volkswagen because I've heard of cheating, like kind of like that going on
Right.
before, and I feel like Volkswagen's the all right. It's time to make an example of somebody because we're tired of people doing it.
Mm.
But you know what they say: if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So gotta give them credit; they were trying.
Oh, I see. BMW's denying reports of their like different fuel emissions on the highway.
Oh, interesting.
So I think they're going after BMW now. Interesting. Yeah, I just thought it was gonna. I thought like the whole car industry was gonna get shook up by this. I thought it might be a bigger current event. So what do you got? What's one of yours?
So Amazon
Yeah,
is now launching their own. Basically, you
Uber.
become an Uber driver for deliveries.
Did we call this? Can we can't really take credit, but
Yeah, I can't
we
really
called
take.
it though, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's something that's been pretty much gonna happen, and it pays pretty well. They're saying it's gonna be between $18 and $25 an hour, and you sign up and basically you log on and you tell them how many hours you're gonna work. So it's you can either take a 2 hour shift, a 4 hour shift, or an 8 hour shift, and you just go. And if you can average $20 an hour, that's not a part. I mean, that's a pretty good part-time gig, especially if you're like a college kid or something. Especially if you're a college kid,
It's a big deal for what it's really the part that intrigues me because I listen to like other podcasts,
right?
and a lot of the best podcasts are done by comedians for some reason, right?
Well, they're good
And they talk
talkers,
about struggling comedians, right?
right?
You can't get a better job than that for a struggling comedian. I can work 4 hours. I can work 2 hours. I don't have to work today. I can work tomorrow. If you have a car, so there's a part of me that wonders if it's good for comedians, could it be good for other people? Could you get by on working 4 hours a day delivering Amazon packages and then 4 hours a day doing Twitch,
You
working on your YouTube, channel?
right?
Or
It's a great supplemental income, but I mean the rates they're saying they're going to pay. I mean, if you're able to do $25 an hour full time, that's $50K a year. That's I mean, it's not a
right,
bad
or it's a
living.
guaranteed 30K or 20K a year, and a lot of free time to like pursue an individual job or an individual hobby that may pay off.
That
Like, I
mayor,
really think you could see a potential of. It just lends itself to that giga economy where you spend 4 hours a day delivering packages for Amazon. You spend 2 hours a day building people's IKEA furniture off Craigslist. You spend another hour a day, doing Uber because you drive traffic. You just pick somebody up and take them with
right?
you. Like,
And then
almost
like
like,
at night you're playing in the bars or
and then at
whatever.
night you're doing Twitch or you're playing in the bars or you're doing your stand-up comedian. And it's just, you know what I mean? You just kind of, your whole life is kind of a fun, gather information, put it into like some type of content and put it back into the world. It could be, I mean, obviously it's not for married people with like retirement plans and stuff, but it could be really good for, I don't know, maybe I'm young and free spirited still, but there's a part of me that's like, we should all just be artists and run around naked and write songs, even if they're not good.
Even if they're
It's just
not
like, oh, why
good.
can't we all be happy?
It's a big move. It is a big move for a couple of reasons.
Happened faster than I expected.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing is 'cause I remember we talked about this a while ago. I told you about how last mile is the most expensive part
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
we talked about this.
so if they're willing to pay drivers between $18 and $25 an hour to deliver last mile, how this kind of gives you a good perspective on how expensive that really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I also learned something else interesting today about delivery. The
Okay.
average UPS driver, for the
Correct.
guy in the brown truck,
Yeah.
80K a year plus benefits. Is his
Yes.
average
Good
salary? It's
benefits
great benefits. I mean,
and a good retirement plan.
just like, fuck, why am I busting my ass being an engineer? I'm just going to go drive a truck. Sounds like more fun.
It's it's got to be a good gig, right? You get to
Yeah,
know the people at the job sites. You get to, you know which ones are fun and playful. You know where you're going to get the candy. You know where you can pick up the good, you know where the good vending machines are. You know where all the best toilets are. There's
right.
kind of a fun to that. There's kind of a streetwiseness to it. You know what I mean? Like you
Well,
pick up some
and you know all the routes to get through
right. There's some
faster.
real world wisdom to it. You know,
Yeah, there was when
I like jobs like that.
there's a route that I know of that UPS has that is Oklahoma City to Dallas and back, which is about 4 hours each way. So it's an 8 hour day. And
Miserable.
miserable. But it's $120,000 a year, and all you gotta do is drive one load to Dallas and one load back. That's it.
You don't if you were like one of those guys who was really into audiobooks,
Oh, you could be like a savant, like know everything.
you just 8 hours a day you're just putting down Hemingway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've read every Anne Rice book, even the bad ones. You've read them all.
It would be the worst life in the world.
Wouldn't be the best either though.
Uh,
I like the version of I heard a oh well, I was gonna say I like the version of the guy who lives and does the 4 hours a day and the 3 hours here and then does the YouTube. But did you know the I heard somebody say something interesting where they said working for a living isn't going away, but having a job is.
yeah, that is, and the jobs are changing. Something me and a friend of mine were talking about today is like the new blue collar is going to be like the IT guys. Like that's going to be the new factory worker in the United States very soon. And like the guys
Almost
who
already is, right?
it almost is, and like the guys who are working on the robots. The guys who are the maintenance guys.
Yeah.
We're
Interesting, huh?
yeah, it's the robots are coming, man. They're coming
Yeah.
fast.
We are building our future, aren't we?
Yeah. Like I know that one of our competitors is looking at maybe going 100% fully robotic for distribution centers
Right?
in 3 years.
Didn't one of those what company was it that the union went on strike and they got $15 an hour and the company said, "Yep, all right, we'll just replace you with robots." And it's like in 3 years they plan on replacing them.
Was that Target?
I
That's a
don't
lot of
remember.
companies.
I
But
think
that,
it was Target. I
but
think it was
see,
Target. They were like, "How about fuck you? How
well,
about
and
we'll just
that's
spend the extra 500K right now and build an infrastructure or a warehouse that allows us to use the robots."
yeah, it's cheaper. It's and that's the magic number. That's sort of one of those laws of unintended consequences, where
Yeah.
everyone
Uh-huh.
wants to make minimum wage $15 an hour, but $15 an hour is about the magic number for automation.
Right.
Like $10 an hour is cheaper to have humans. $15 an hour it's cheaper to have robots.
I thought it was interesting that if you made $15 an hour and you worked a 40-hour week, you no longer qualified for like housing benefits and like other things. And it would end up costing you more
Right.
to get $15 an hour than it would to keep your $7 an hour.
Right. And it's one of those things where people all they do is look at the money, right?
Yeah,
And
I
not
don't know. I can't go buy my Prada. Or that was, oops. I didn't mean that. People, I've been drinking. Hey, what we're saying here is all fun and games.
it's kind of is a this is very tangential, but Donald Trump rolled out his tax plan today.
Was it on with a Crayola? Did he do it with a Crayola?
And it was it's actually very similar to a tax plan I've thrown out on this podcast where the the someone making $25,000 or less pays zero income tax, and $50,000 or less for a married couple will pay no income tax. Right, and so I was thinking about this, and then they have like a 10% bracket and a 15% and a 25%. So it's very flat, much flatter. And I was thinking about it today because with how tax brackets work, is you won't. So say you make $10,000 and that's taxed at 5%, right? And the 10% bracket is at $10,000 to $20,000. Only the and let's say you make $10,001, only that $1 is taxed at the higher rate. So with
Ooh,
this tax,
that's interesting.
yeah, and so that's how it works. So say you make $12,000, only that $2,000 is taxed at 10%, and that first $10,000 is taxed at 5%. So in theory, if his tax plan works like current brackets, it's going to give every married couple a $50,000 tax deduction right off the bat, which is huge. It's more like that's bigger than just about any normal person or family can do, even with like 3 kids and a house and all that shit. But if
And what does he have to give up for this?
well, what you do is you start eliminating
Social
basically.
programs.
Well, no. You start eliminating all the loopholes, right? Because yeah, a lot of people are taxed at like they're in the 28% bracket, but because of deductions and credits and everything else, are all the effective rates tend to be a whole lot lower. So if you start, removing some of those deductions and loopholes and
What
that,
about where you get to do that crafty thing where they do it through investments and they only have to pay like 7% or whatever? Would you take
uh,
away that?
uh, yes, all income is income. There's no more capital gains income.
Capital gains. That stuff's creepy to me.
Well, it's 10%. No, it's 15% the capital gains, but capital gains you have to keep your money in the market for over a year. So you're giving up your money for a year. And the one question I have, which I'm in favor of putting doing away with capital gains, but I've never seen any good studies on what capital gains does for market stability. Could you imagine? So you have all these like millionaires and rich people and hedge fund managers who they invest in things and leave it there for a year or two, so they don't have to pay the higher tax rate, right?
Okay.
So imagine. So what may happen is they say they buy Amazon and Amazon spikes 100% in a month, but they leave it in there to see what happens with Amazon and also get the lower rate, because even if Amazon drops a 10% from their high by paying the lower tax rate, they're coming out ahead. But now,
So complicated.
yes, but now imagine if people with especially people with a lot of money or a lot of the ability to move money, they don't
Right.
have any incentive to leave the market alone, and they can just pull money like you know how we have those flash crashes every once in a while where things go crazy and the Dow drops like 3,000 points in 5 seconds kind of deal.
Hmm.
I think that could be basically commonplace without a capital gains tax. That's my only fear, because I really think there is some market stability issues in there that we're not seeing because there's no incentive to do it.
Yeah, I'm interested then. I'd like to see that study too. I'd
And,
like to see it too.
and to finish off, say the tax plan doesn't tax like the normal brackets do. So
Hmm.
let's say you make $50,001, then all of your income becomes taxable. Then you create this really weird, perverse incentive to where you have to make like it's
$59,999.
right, and so you never want to go over until you can get over the hump of the taxation. So it's like there wasn't a lot of details, but I was interested in, me being me and the finance nerd I am.
Right. No, it's good. People should know this stuff. Back to current events.
Back to current events.
They found water on Mars, and not just like a little bit or vapors or the remnant trail of it, but like ice. And they believe that it flows during the summer months.
Yes, apparently it's
Like,
basically liquid salt. is
Oh,
what I've
interesting.
read. It is.
Okay,
It's a
interesting.
very salty, more salty than our oceans are, from
But
what
it is
I've
like a
read.
liquid water
It
that
is
rolls down
liquid,
like the mountain or something,
right?
or does something to some effects. Yeah, moves. That's cool.
It is cool.
That seems like
I
a
didn't
big
lose
deal,
my
but
shit over it like a lot of people did.
I guess I'm too stupid to know why to lose my shit. It doesn't. I mean,
Well, it just the presence of water. Well, the presence of water gives us the ability, if there is a ocean, maybe a subterranean ocean that we can desalinify. That's a hard word to say. That we can remove the salt out of. There's drinkable water there for us. So that's one of the bonuses.
is there such thing as subterranean oceans?
Oh yeah.
Sounds like a Jules Verne thing. Do we have them here?
Well, I mean, maybe not like the size of an ocean, but I mean, there's subterranean lakes and
I guess. I
giant
guess you just need something
aquifers
big
like
enough,
the
right?
Edwards Aquifer down in Austin that's been supplying Austin with water for like 200 years now. I mean,
That's true.
just big deposits of water.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Okay.
so
Okay. I
that's
see what you mean.
and water is well, at least in carbon-based life forms like us, water is essential for life. So if life is water must be there for life to be possible if
Right.
the life is built like we are.
Correct.
So that is
Right.
those are the two big things about it. Um, like it's cool, but I'm not shocked. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Me
we
neither.
don't even know what's under all those like giant storms on all these giant planets. They could be it could be raining every day on like Jupiter, and we would never know because we can't see it.
Yep. Absolutely. I just thought it was like it just blew up my Facebook feed and Reddit, and I was like, "Wow, that's cool." I think.
I did the exact same thing. I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Oh, all right, whatever. Moving
Yeah.
on." And
Has
everyone's
your
like,
Facebook feed filled up with those people telling Facebook they can't use their information and their property and stuff?
"I don't have Facebook. I haven't had Facebook for like 3 years now."
Oh, well, good man.
Yeah, I was done with it. Like I barely used it, and it was basically just more of a security risk than anything else. I was like, fuck it, I'm done. So I'm pretty much just straight Twitter at this point in my life.
I like it. Other current events? You got something else for us?
Uh, Chicago is putting their cloud tax in effect this week.
Ooh, bad plan.
Like,
How can they tax that? What's going on with that? I mean, I
so
guess you can tax anything, though, right? Huh?
right, and they're charging Netflix 9% of their. Basically, they're charging Netflix and other cloud-based services a 9% sales tax to operate in their jurisdiction. So if you have a Chicago IP address,
ISP.
sorry,
Yeah,
Chicago.
I look at your mind for half a second. Was like, wait, that's kind of right.
It is kind of right. It is kind of right, but not quite. If you have a Chicago IP, they charge you a 9% sales tax.
Interesting. So Netflix is getting more expensive for Chicago.
Yes, by 9%.
I like it. I like it. Netflix
Oh.
is like, all right, this is cost of doing business.
I'm gonna roll back just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not moving after all.
Oh,
Yeah, so like I told my landlord we were moving out. He was like, "Hey, I kind of want to do some improvements to the house before I try to sell it. How about you stay through February and I'll drop $300 off the rent?"
I like it.
And I was like, "Well, how about you let us stay for another year and take $400 off the rent?"
That's a lot.
It is a lot. I mean, it's not as much as I would have been saving, but I don't have to move. And he's like, "Okay, but if I can sell the house after March, you have to leave." I'm like, "Fine." So at least until March, I don't have to move, and I'm saving $400 a month on my rent. It's amazing.
I like
I
it.
felt really good. I like out lawyered our landlord a little
I
bit.
feel like an adult, right?
Oh, you know me. Like, if you ever play Monopoly with me, all I want to do is cut deals. That's all I want to do.
See, my family doesn't play where you can cut deals, and it's like, well, Monopoly's kind of stupid then.
Yeah, well, there's no point. Like, it's all about the trading and
To me, it's all about the trading.
yeah.
It's all about the backstabbing. I want five-way deals going. It's like, well, there's only four players. No, there's not. I got some other dude with the money. Like, yeah, now I'm getting interest off this guy that played last week. Like, I want to play deals. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's the best way to play it. We need to do that
Yeah.
sometime. Like, get like you and me and Jason
Oh,
and a couple other people and just start
I'm,
drinking and playing Monopoly.
I am in. It would be awesome if we could all get on Skype and find some type of. That sounds like one of the greatest nights of my life.
Well, what one of us could do is we could like set up like either two computers or something and have one of us have a camera that's face down on the board.
Oh, okay. I see what
You
you're
know,
saying.
and instead just have someone move all the pieces and, and shit.
Oh man. I wonder if there's like an online program where we could all kind of play like on a 2D
Oh,
screen with
I'm
like fake
sure.
dice.
I'm sure there is.
That would be a blast, right? Look
That
for
would be a
Oh, that'd be
blast.
so
Or
fun.
just get all of us like playing Risk or something on Skype with our headsets.
Risk would be a good time too.
Well, see, Risk is one of those games. Besides the actual like interactions, you know, because half of the fun of playing board games is talking shit to other people. But Risk is one of those games that really is better on a computer, just because all the math and stuff is done for you.
Oh yeah.
You know, it just
Okay,
speeds
that
the
makes
game
sense.
up a lot. You know, so much because so much of the time, especially when you're having those like 200 to 250 army battles, you
So
know,
much fun.
those things can roll for like an hour.
So much fun.
Yeah, we've been getting into the whole board game scene a little bit more recently. It's been fun.
Oh yeah? Which games you have any games you would recommend?
If you want sort of an intro game into the more, I don't know what you call them, nerdy board games, craft board games, indie board. I don't know.
Yeah, not Monopoly.
No, Munchkin is a great starter.
Fuck yeah, it is. It's not a
I
board game though.
Well, but it's a game.
It's
You
a
know,
card game.
it's a card game that's a lot of fun. It's really easy to learn.
Yeah.
If you have the time and you have the right people to play with, sit down and learn Illuminati. That game is so much fun.
Is it?
Yes,
It
because
sounds cool.
what it is
Is it what I think it is?
I don't know, but what it is so there's seven dark societies basically, and everyone's dealt a one of them, and they each have special powers, and they each have a different victory condition. So like one of them's like earn so much money, one of them's destroy all these things, and what it is so there's all these groups. So there's these cards, and it's like right wing activists, and they take so much money and power to control.
So
And
you're
you
trying to
you
it's like
basically
a
build
card
these
game but kind of like the political side of the civilizations game.
kind of, and so like there's like televangelists and anti-nuclear activists and
That
all
sounds
these,
awesome.
and you know it's all about using money and power to basically buy groups and individuals. Like you can control the FBI as like the Cthulhu worshippers.
Oh, I love it.
It's really fun, but it takes a while to learn because the
Oh.
rules are really flexible.
Oh, okay.
And so it's one of those. So these are the basic ways to play, but anything else, you're good to go. Just fuck
Okay.
it. Just have fun. What's another good one we played recently? Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Hey.
trying to think of a good board game. If you want a game that will just you need like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 good friends, and you need like a week to play it. But that game, like Diploma game, Diplomia, or however you say
Diplomacy?
it, Diplomacy. Oh my god, dude, that game's pretty cool because it's like Risk, except that everybody kind of votes on what happens, and you go like everybody like in between each turn, everybody takes like 5 minutes to go talk to all the other players, and everybody makes deals in like there's it's I don't even know how to explain it, but it's very it reminds me of like the Survivor TV show where everybody's making these back deals and trying to like stab each other, and you don't know who you're actually going to vote for or what's actually going to happen. And it's a cool game. That game's cool, but you need like a bunch of nerds and days to play.
Right. Oh, another good one is the
Yeah,
DC deck builder game. So DC, like the comic people.
yeah,
And what it does is, have you ever played a drafting game?
yes.
So it uses a drafting mechanic, and you build your hand of like superheroes and different things, and like every person has a different victory condition. It goes pretty quick. Like once you figure it out, you can play it in like an hour or less, maybe. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. It's like $20 on Amazon.
So we'd go with current events.
I think so. Yeah.
We're gonna go into future talk.
Sure. You got something to deliver?
Yeah,
on the
drink. Everybody drink.
Drink.
So, suddenly your boss doesn't seem so bad. The Japanese-based firm Hitachi, now using artificial intelligence. How would you say that properly? Artificial intelligent managers. They're using AI to do the management. Schedule people and that
Right.
kind of thing. The first one they implemented, I think, was about 8% or 9% more efficient than the guy it replaced.
What does that tell you about management?
Ooh,
That's more
stabbers, dags.
that's more like
Fired. Shots fired.
scathing on the management side than the actual, worker side.
Worker side, yeah. I thought it was interesting, though. That's a place that I didn't expect robots to replace. Management. But of course it could place middle management.
Middle management, yeah.
Yeah, of course it replaces middle management. Oh, of course. Never thought of that. So I thought that was another one of those, like,
Like,
get
especially in
used
like
to your robot
manufacturing
overlords.
environments.
What?
Especially in manufacturing environments, which
Oh,
are
sure.
very like regimented. I could see that
Right.
happen. Man.
Maybe not so good at a Pizza Hut, right? Where everybody's calling in sick and you're having to, call in extra people or send people
Dude,
home.
soon, like when we have the self-driving cars, we're gonna
Oh
have
my
like
God.
automated. We're gonna have automated.
Yeah, the car will
Pizza
just
Huts.
pull up and pull its back up, and the window will roll down, and the pizza will just drop in, and then the car shoves it to your house and calls you or something.
That's right. Yeah, that's
You walk out and grab your pizza, and you paid for it when you ordered.
see, and this is what I am interested to
They're going
see.
to use motorcycles. They're going to use mopeds with like that gyroscopic technology they use on Segways.
Okay, well, you definitely need to read Snow Crash.
Okay.
I can get you. It's
About the
got
drug?
yeah, but it's also this really crazy
Cyberpunk.
dystopian cyberpunk. Yeah, it's really good.
It's one of the best cyberpunk books. It didn't look interesting because I didn't want to read about like another like third eye drug cyberpunk like drug. I was like, come on, can we not do this whole?
Yeah, no, it's not that at all. It's very different.
Okay, okay, I'm
it's,
in then.
it's worth the read. I can probably I can get you the audiobook. I'll just remind me and I'll do it.
It's all right. It'll probably be what I get on my next Amazon.
Cool. Like it's something I'm interested to see sort of in the future of work, right? Is up until probably the next 5 years, for the most part, there's been levels of work for every level of intelligence, pretty much. You can be a moron and work at McDonald's. We all know it's true. If you work at McDonald's, I'm
yeah.
not saying you're a
That's the way to
moron.
look at it.
Just saying a dumb fucker can
We're
work.
just saying you could be,
You could
and not
be.
the way you think I do.
Yes. It just is. It's just the way it is, Or, picking up trash. It's a good, it pays well, but, it doesn't take a lot of intelligence to do that.
Right.
But we're with like all the future automation, right?
Okay.
There's going to be nothing there for those people to do.
Can't cut it.
Well, and even a lot of, like you're saying, they just fire their middle managers for robots. Not even just, I mean, white
Not even a
collar
robot,
jobs.
just a computer program.
Right. White
Not
collar
even a
jobs are going to be
yeah.
lost. Lots of them.
Yeah, a
You
lot
know,
of that data entry stuff that's gonna go away.
well, and like even like manufacturing, like floor managers are going to be gone. I mean, almost every job inside of a manufacturing environment will be gone in 20 years. Like where they used to have, there used to be
Oh yeah,
towns, right?
yeah, I do
Entire
know exactly
towns
what you mean.
that were built around factories.
Yeah,
Gone. That's never going to be a thing again
interesting.
unless it's such fine motor skill that robots can't do it yet. Everything else is gonna.
That or it requires a certain amount of soul.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
robots are never gonna make you artisan bread. They're just not.
Right.
But they can
But
make you excellent bread that you probably couldn't tell the difference. So what am I talking about? What am
well,
I talking about?
we were talking. I was talking with my boss, and he was talking about how right now, for unloading trucks, like for package movement,
UPS
yeah, UPS,
or yeah, one of
yeah,
the ones.
DHL, FedEx, whoever,
Yes.
the robots are 50 to 60% as efficient, but most places only run 16 hours a day. I'm like, well, why not run them 24 and just make up the difference? He's like, that's kind of what I've been thinking. So, almost every worker who isn't on the business side of a place like UPS is going to be fired in 10
Oh
years.
no!
I mean,
What is that gonna do to our job market?
well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what that's going to do, and that's going to happen everywhere. I mean,
Can't replace my job.
I really think that in the next 10 to 15 years, the jobless rate from the recession is going to look nice because there's going to be so many people out of work because they price themselves out of the jobs they could have.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Look forward to that, kids. Get a job that doesn't can't be replaced by a robot if you can,
Yeah, just make video
which
games.
isn't many. Just so you know.
Yeah, and probably in 20 years, they're going to be, they'll have Watson and like Siri will have had a baby and it'll be Skynet and it'll be over. So,
Well, they created a computer program that can do basic code analysis. Like they
right.
can write and fix basic code. Like that's the beginning, right?
That is the beginning.
That's the beginning. So, next future topic, or are we going to continue on this one?
Oh, that's good. I've
Okay.
hit all I can hit.
All right. So, um, let's see who did it. Samsung is releasing, in collaboration with Oculus, $100 headset this fall.
Is it is it like one of the VRs with like a phone on the front,
Yes,
or is it
specifically designed for the S6 or the Note 5. There's the two different headsets. But this suggests if they work out well, it'll be popular for the major phones, right? It'll become a thing
right?
a package that you will be able to buy. But it's not intended for like video gaming. This is more of a content like
Viewer,
experiencing, right? It's
right?
more for like movies, TV shows, navigating Facebook in a VR environment. It's not really a gaming
Mm-hmm.
headset. You're not going to want to look around real sharply or real quickly a lot, like you know what I mean. You know what I mean? It's not going to have that kind of response. But it uses two lenses that kind of split the screen in half and then refocus them. So when you're looking, you get that 258-degree field of view, kind of effect. So if that takes off, that's one of the ways that the masses will absorb. I mean, if you buy your next phone for $100, or Verizon's giving them away for $20, you next time you
Right.
sign up, you
Mm-hmm.
get this new VR headset. Watch the latest Jurassic Park in VR.
Hey
If
man,
that catches on,
if that
that's
headset's
a big
actually $100, like will actually be $100, they're gonna be giving that shit away to get people.
$99.
Yeah, I mean they'll be able to buy that thing in bulk and get it for like $60 and just be given away with, like
No,
it'll be a
no
special.
controller though. it has a little thing on the side piece, like where you push
Like
with
some
your ear.
buttons.
Yeah, like the guy from it's a touchpad, but like the guy from Star Wars, like Lando
Yep.
Calrissian's guy,
Uh,
where he touches that thing on his ear all the time to do the different. It'll be like that. But I don't see why they wouldn't start producing a Bluetooth controlled controller.
oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
I mean, what they're almost gonna need to do, because well, yeah, just give it a controller and a way to like interact. Well, it needs to be like a controller that also has some kind of touchpad and some kind of keyboard. So if you get like a text, you can just like
Oh,
click a button and type the text and click back. And
interesting.
I heard something. I can't find anything on it yet. Oh, Google's is starting to roll out virtual reality um, school trips, field trips for schools.
I know they did. They Googled Earth Everest or whatever.
Yeah, because it looks like they did like Great Wall China, and they're giving away for
Machu
free.
Picchu.
So
I
like,
love I love Google. That's if they're building Skynet, it's like God damn it. It was awesome all the way up until the end.
oh yeah, that's how it goes. But it just reminds me of Ready Player One. You know, like the virtual schools.
Very much so. We talked about that. That was one of
Yeah.
the coolest parts I talked about when we were talking about VR for the first time. I was like, imagine the Ready Player One scenario.
Let's,
But I think we were actually talking about augmented reality with HoloLens from
either way, I'm
Microsoft.
really interested to see. Apparently, that's a big thing for NASA. Like NASA is really wants to put it on the International Space Station for
Oh,
maintenance and stuff. So they can be
interesting.
talking to them and they can see everything and do all the diagrams. So it makes like maintenance less errors in the maintenance and stuff.
Because it's kind of a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal.
You can die up there.
You can die up there. Yes, you can.
For sure. Hey, watch out. Don't touch that knob. That thing, that's your life or death. It's
Like
just got a
I,
big red X over shit. The guy on the ground is like, don't touch this or this or that or this. See that one thing that's not. Yeah, be careful when you touch it. Anyway, that's all I got for future. If you don't have anything, we're good on that one.
well, I was just about to say like I don't know if I could spend as much time up there as some of those astronauts do because some of them have been up there for months at a time.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I could do that, but like a week or two, that'd be
I'm
pretty sweet.
in. I'm in, especially in a five-star hotel like setting.
Hell, I'd
Come
do it
on,
right,
Elon.
like just like
Donald
they're there.
Trump, get together. Make us a goddamn floating Trump towers that we can go stay up in.
Once getting up there is cheap enough,
They'll do it.
they'll do it.
They'll do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that reminds me. I saw this really cool thing. These guys. Let me see if I can find it.
Is this your amateur rocket idea?
No. These guys built this glider that uses the polar vortex that can get to the edge of the atmosphere
Awesome.
without an engine. It gets thrown
Incredible.
up in the air, and then they can just ride these vortexes up and down. Yeah, I just saw it. Damn, I should have saved it. But
That's
yeah,
terrifying, dude. No, thank you. Fucking too cold up there anyway.
yeah.
So you want to get into Jacob's tidbits of trivianology?
Yes, our new segment.
Yeah, we finally gave Jacob his own segment. I'm
Yes.
excited about this because it
Oh,
fits him so well. If anybody who knows Jacob knows exactly what I just said
yes, and
because they've heard it.
it's actually something I learned today. I wasn't trying to like figure out something to say. It was actually something I learned. And I thought it was funny.
Okay, I'm in.
So I follow the Oklahoma State Quidditch team on Twitter.
Quidditch, as in like,
Harry Potter. And so I was thinking about it because besides the flying part of the whole deal, it kind of makes sense. You run around with the balls and you have the hoops, whatever. But I was like, how do they do the snitch, right? Like the little thing that flies around the Harry Potter chases.
Okay.
Like that guy. So I tweeted him, was like, hey, how does this work? Is it like someone flying a drone
No, no,
or
no. Can I
what?
guess?
Okay.
They let it like a rabbit go. Right? They've got like a rabbit with like feathers on it, and they're just like, "Go, rabbit, go!" It's like a jackrabbit. Ah, no, it's a cat. They used a cat.
No.
Is this a thing?
So what they do
Damn it.
is the home team has to provide a person who is the snitch. They wear a gold outfit. They put like a sock with a tennis ball like in the back of their pants and run
As you do.
as you do.
As you do.
And I was like, because they play it on a soccer field, so it's a pretty big area. And I was like, God, those guys got to be in crazy shape. And they tweeted back, I was like, yeah, normally it's a cross country or wrestler. The cross country guys just run for days, and the wrestlers fight the seekers. And I was like, holy shit. They actually, like, that's something that wasn't in the books. The snitch isn't supposed to fight back, right?
The Stitch walks out onto the field, and he's 7 foot tall and 440 pounds and plays for the football team, and he's just doing it as a favor.
Well, the thing is especially at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is the winningest collegiate wrestling program in the country. Like they're if you're a top flight wrestler, you're going to Iowa or Oklahoma State. That's pretty much it. And she said that one of their people is a former wrestler for Oklahoma State.
Oh,
And I'm like, I feel so bad for you guys. But if you ever want to know how, Muggle Quidditch works, that's how it works.
I love it. I love it. We got to go to a game if we get a chance.
I know. I was
I
like,
am in. I would rather watch that than a soccer game.
there's a documentary about it on Netflix. I haven't watched it yet, but I will probably do it this weekend since I've.
I'm in. Muggle Quidditch.
What's also
I
kind of
like the rabbit idea better, though.
yeah, but maybe once the FAA gets less stupid, they can actually have like someone flying a little snitch around.
That would be cool, right?
That would be cool.
That would be cool. I like it. Success. First time. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Good job.
I was like, I was gonna pull out something else, and I was just like, and I got those tweets. I was like, yep, that's what's gonna be right there.
So there is Muggle. First of all, we learned that there is Muggle Quidditch.
It's
But more importantly, we learned that you can wrestle for it.
it's
The snitch, that is.
it's a big deal. Like, it's a big deal on a lot of campuses now. Like,
I like it.
The kids who grew up reading it, like,
Right.
the kids who are 8 and were seeing the movies when they were coming out,
Yeah.
are now in the 18, 19, 20 and want to play, and you can.
I like it.
Like, and they have like a college World Cup and the whole bit. Like, it's a big deal.
I'm in. I want to see this. I'm YouTubing it tonight. So you want to get into my recommends,
Yes, sir.
which I think is kind of a big deal for us.
Yes, it is a big deal for us.
So I'm gonna have to go ahead and recommend that you get yourselves to Amazon. Put in the search bar Corlex, Corlex, and buy our new book. That's what I recommend you do.
Episode. It's not
Epis-
full book length.
Whatever.
But it's $1.
Hey, you're ruining it. I'm trying to make it epic. And things. Buy our thing that we did together.
I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on it so far. Have you gotten any feedback on it yet?
Yeah. Somebody told me we didn't have enough capitalizations in it. I was like, fuck off. They were like, well, other than that, I liked it. I'm like, come on.
I hate those people. I hate those. Whoever that was, I kind of hate them a little bit. Even if I know them and actually love them, I even paid a fucking. I paid a professional editor to edit that book. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, I got, my face. Since you don't have Facebook, I guess you didn't see what happened. But we probably got like 13 or 14 likes, and probably 4 of those or 5 of those might have bought it.
Well, we've
You know.
sold 7.
Hey,
Sure.
I bet half of those are mine.
Yeah. So, Yeah, it's a thing. It's pretty good. There's some minor errors in it that I'm going to fix, but it's not so much that's really going to throw you off
Nah,
reading it.
good times.
Good times. Tell all your friends.
So I'm gonna have to recommend though. Get in there.
Episode 2 is coming in probably like another month or two.
Look forward to that.
Looking forward to that. Like I'm only like 2/3 of the way through, and I'm almost the entire length of the first draft of the first episode.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. So get to meet all sorts of things. Yeah, I'm excited. I've gotten a lot of feedback. I got some feedback that was good, but I was also like, oh, I'm a terrible writer.
Why?
It's just like he was talking about one of my friends who's very smart, and he's just like bringing up some plot point ideas and like other issues that may or may not like be true with how science actually is, and I'm just like, yeah, but it's science fiction, so I don't know. Alternate, like I'm just passing it off as alternate reality, and if I don't like something, I'll just retcon it. you know,
I like it. We'll get through this.
we'll get through it.
But if y'all are listening to this podcast, you're on the ground floor anyway,
And the
so you can
graphic
be part
novel
of
is
the growing
coming.
process. What?
The graphic novel is coming because it's
Oh.
not just a written book; it's a graphic novel as well.
Yeah, it might be better with pictures.
It, yeah,
Like,
I could
good stuff.
see it being better with pictures. I mean, it's just like
Get in there. It's good. I'm recommending it. Go buy that shit.
Go buy that shit.
Go buy it. It's only
And,
$1. Only
and
a
the
buck.
thing is like I set it up. You can share it with your friends. Like you can share it with your friends for 14 days. So like if you have 14 friends who are kind of iffy on it, just each pitch in 12 cents and you'll be good.
Straight, right?
You know.
It only takes you maybe 2 hours to read if you're slow.
Yeah, it's
45 minutes if you're fast.
it's a good just like hey, I'm on the bus to work or something kind of read or
Right.
I've got to do something while I'm in the bathroom or something. I don't know.
So,
Oh, man, that was a quick and breezy podcast. You just want to call it? I feel like we're ending on a high note.
yeah, I think we need to go ahead and call it here. We got started a little late, and the kids are going wild.
All right. Well, thank you, one and all, for
Thank you,
coming.
Jacob.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, and thank you all for listening to us.
31 episodes.
Hell yeah, we're like legit +1,
Legit plus one.
triple legit
Plus one.
to quit. Anyway,
Have a good night, day, morning, afternoon, weekend, whatever. Whenever you listen to this, I hope it's wonderful. Goodbye, ladies and gents.
bye.